What's up, guys and gals? This is Air Science here, and I am back with a whole new video about the King of the Monsters, Godzilla. And me being the freaking Godzilla fan, the whole news about Japan bringing him back in their own kind of film industry is really, really interesting, and I think that'll bring back Godzilla in a whole new way, and I'm sure they will. So this video is mainly about the leaked photos that were, well, leaked on January 3rd about the suit that is going to be used in this film. So if you don't want to see what it looks like, or you don't want to be spoiled about it, that's fine. You can leave the video if you like. That won't hurt me at all. And also, there will be information in this video that I feel could be, I don't know, pure speculation, but it has a lot of credibility to it, so just stay around if you want to see it. Here it is, here's those photos, and let's decipher on what they could be hiding. So when we look at the photos themselves, it's quite obvious that Godzilla himself looks very grotesque and just plain nasty. I mean, it looks like he's like burned alive, and his skin looks like it's just rotting away, and most of the exposed tissue is just more like his musculature than the gray charcoal scales that we are accustomed to. Now, these pictures aren't the best, and I understand that, but it does show a variation of Godzilla that is either barely alive or on his last legs. So, looking into these photos in a bit more detail on my end, and looking at other incarnations of Godzilla, it just looks very similar to the Godzilla that was in the 1954 film. I have no idea why, but that got me thinking. When I'm looking at the head, mainly the mouth, the teeth between the two look very, very similar, not only in their shape and design, but just how they jut out of the mouth. They look very wild and untamed kind of teeth. Now, biologically speaking, an animal's dentation helps scientists identify either the species, what their diet is, and even individual animals, depending if there are any major variations with them, just like how crime investigators usually use dental records to identify victims if they're so badly deformed or whatnot. And the fact that these two individual incarnations of Godzilla have the similar kind of head structure and teeth positions kind of makes me feel that these two individual Godzillas might actually be the same creature. Now think about it. Toho has already retconned, which is basically to revise an aspect of a fictional work, bringing in new information and all that. They have already done that with the Godzilla film franchise before, mainly with the Millennium series of films. Now, with each film that they have done in that series, each individual one is almost kind of like a sequel to the original film. This means that with this film, that there is a strong possibility that this is a whole new retcon to this series. Also, the title of the film, Godzilla Resurgence, may have a hidden meaning to it as well. Resurgence, by definition, means an increase or revival after a period of little activity, popularity, or occurrence, of which could just mean, to the actual Godzilla films made by Japan. But this also could mean a little revival in the original Godzilla from 1954 from a long period of little activity. But many people will be pointing it out in the comment section below. He should have died when the Oxygen Destroyer was released on him in 1954, right? Well, yes, it should have, but it could also explain why this Godzilla looks so just scarred. You know what I mean? Like, he almost looks like he's like rotted away. And look at his hand right there. It looks like it's very bony, and his nearby chest area also seems to be more just like his musculature on his chest. So in a hypothetical scenario, the original Godzilla should have been killed by this oxygen destroyer, but he didn't, and is partially, he's like almost rotting away, but he got away, and he's partially healed from the effects of this weapon during this film's timeline. Many Godzilla fans may point that doesn't make sense, but you gotta remember, he has the vast regenerative ability and survival ability. I mean, take the GMK film for an example. He was literally blown up, and And just at the end of the film, his heart was still beating. Now, again, that could be just total speculation on if he could regenerate from that, but it does add a lot of credibility to the idea that he very well could have survived the Oxygen Destroyer's wrath, due to the fact that he has returned time and time again besides this, and nearly dying and coming back from it. So it just goes to show how sturdy and strong he is, just in general. And if we look at his skin in the pictures, it really does look like it's regenerating in some degree from some form of extreme damage to the skin. So he very well could be just regenerated from the Oxygen Destroyer, or even just nuclear radiation, just in case if it isn't a retcon or more like a reboot to the film. And as a little side note to this whole kind of thing, some sources claim that this suit is more like just like an advanced puppet than an actual suit. So that, and that this film is using more CGI in junction with this puppet to make the monster more realistic as possible. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Peace out.